joining us, Us Weekly's entertainment director and the source for all things Hollywood. Ian Drew, how are you?
Oh, my God. Out of me is the source. Now I'm the source for everything.
This is exciting. We're all just speculating. You actually know some stuff. All right, so
a few things.
Gwyneth and Chris Martin are actually separating?
Yes, she announced it yesterday. She actually gave it a term. This is very Gwyneth. She called it conscious uncoupling.
So she coined a term. Is that very Goop-like?
It's very, very Goop. It's very Gwyneth-like, very Goop-like.
Is it a little faux spiritual-like?
Well, it's actually a little chef-like as well, because she said in the statement that they've been toying with and figuring out how to separate for a year. So they've been separated and not separated. It's almost like adding sugar and flour.
Well, what is it? Conscious uncoupled? What do we call it? Conscious uncoupled.
Well,
you know what, as opposed to if they were unconscious? Well, what does it mean?
Most couples are unconscious.
Right. Yeah. Why is it different?
No, basically, they were figuring it out. They were trying to find a smart way to do this so that it could remain amicable. They took a full year. We kind of heard rumblings that this was happening. We just didn't know necessarily that she dropped the bomb yesterday. She didn't either. We found out that actually just a few weeks ago she decided, okay, now's the time.
I wonder how their kids think about conscious uncoupling.
Yeah.
They probably want to knock them unconscious. I mean, seriously.
You know what? The thing is, it's funny, Jane, because she wears the pants in most of her relationships. She kind of like, I watched her as she went on like with Brad Pitt. Who else did she date? Like she always dated.
I only remember Brad Pitt. Who else did she date?
She dated Brad back in the day.
I said I only remember.
Yeah.
Rumor back on this. Well, rumor then was that she was cheating on Brad years ago.
Uncoupling just means
they've been together 11 years.
Yeah,
That's
what
a
do you
good
think,
run,
Jenny?
Hollywood terms.
I think it's sad. I mean, as a parent, too, especially, they're both in the media, and it's hard. So maybe she was trying to make it a softer blow than just saying, we're done. It's a conscious uncoupling. She was trying to be, go ahead and disagree. I mean, what do you guys think? Divorce sucks. I went through it. I'm sorry. Until you're in it, it's really hard. And so, yeah, let them be and have her way, you know? And that's their way.
Don't quit to judge. A lot of people try to make divorce kind and sweet.
It's not.
And it's not. Eventually, it does get ugly through a period, and then you can get through it. I admire them, now that I think about it, for trying to do this in an evolved way.
I do, too. And I think their children, it is
also of note, I do need to note, they were on vacation in the Bahamas when the statement came out yesterday with the kids. So they were
together?
There you go.
That's nice. So maybe they're becoming friends.
As a family. They're
That's
trying
good.
to
They're
do it
lucky.
that way.
Okay, what about the Royals who missed
hold
the
on.
big...
I want to say one thing. Wouldn't it be refreshing if they just told us the truth? They don't have to get personal. Like, I don't like him anymore.
No way. No.
Why not?
No, because
No.
because you put gasoline on a fire and it's a forest fire. You're wrong.
Thank you.
Step aside. Step aside.
Conscious uncoupling works until one of them starts dating someone else. And then
you can't do that stuff. You don't even know.
That's what happens.
With that beast, you can't do that.
No way.
Yeah.
So next, the Royals.
Yeah, something else that happened while the Royals were actually on vacation. They were in the Maldives. William and Kate. And Prince George crawled. He was staying with Kate's parents, and they missed it. So
How do we find out?
Unfortunately, it's a monumental moment.
Really?
Yeah. So they missed that monumental
And I missed the
moment.
commercial.
But they're focused on other things because his first tooth is actually grown.
If they missed that moment, how does Us Weekly see that moment? What?
I'm just going
We
to
see all. We're like this internet sites that know exactly where you click.
I'm going to go out on a limb, but I guess he's going to crawl again.
Yeah.
Whoa. Get the phone ready.
Ian, it's my understanding that Kim told Chris to back off at the wedding?
Yeah, well, we all
Kardashian?
know Mama Jenner loves to have her hand in everything and make sure things go exactly as planned. Well, we know that she also planned Kim's last wedding, if you remember, to Chris Humphries.
Farce.
And she was stepping in to do that again. They were recruiting Sharon Sachs, who was the wedding planner who did the last one. They wanted a big Hollywood affair, all these people. Kim was like, you know what? I've been married before. We've done this before. It didn't go so well, did it? And Kanye, this is his first wedding, and he really wants it to be a certain way. He's having his family come into Paris. They're getting married in May, and he wants it to be a very small, intimate. There's only 150 guests.
Oh, wow.
But isn't it going to be broadcast internationally?
Well, e-cameras will be there.
He wants it
know
smaller, and she wants it bigger.
Well, no.
Her mom.
The mom wanted, Chris wanted it bigger, and Kim was basically like to Chris, you know what, back off this time. Let's just let Kanye sort of have his moment.
This is a total
I've been here
farce.
before.
This is a farce. How can you say you want an intimate wedding when you're having having cameras there,
right.
and you know
That's
that
right.
money's going to change hands. Is that any way to start a marriage?
No.
It's a farce, and it really denigrates the entire institution of marriage. It's another reason why
I
have to go away.
About that.
I mean, I wouldn't blame
went through a
Kim and Kanye
divorce
for
and then
that
got remarried
lawsuit.
on my show, and I wanted to say, hey, you can go through something really difficult and end up somewhere great because there's so many negative things.
I got married on TV too. I will never get married again, and I will never get married on TV again. Thank you, Andrew. And pick up the latest issue of Us Weekly, which is on newsstands now. When we come back, we're talking about the news of the day, but how much do we really remember? Find out next.